All right, guys, before I get into the presentation, let me please welcome you. Fantastic. Thank you for taking the time today to come here. This presentation is about sales management. Let me first take the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Jason Kavanagh. I am the personal training manager in Good Life Florida. Before I worked in Good Life Florida, I had the opportunity to work here in Cannington. Fantastic club. Loved the manager here, and I loved the PTM here while I worked here. I've been brought here to give you a slightly different perspective on sales management, because in personal training, believe it or not, it's very sales orientated. If you cannot sell yourself, and if you cannot sell what you are doing, you will not be successful. Irrelevant of how much knowledge you have of training, you will not be a successful PT. So, you work directly in sales, so I just wanted to give you a couple of different perspectives. That's why Danny brought me in here, just to make it a little bit easier on you. Before I get into the brass tacks of what we're going to be doing, I'd like to get the essentials out of the way. We are a publicly limited company, so you all know the importance of OH&S. So let me please get the housekeeping out of the way. First and foremost, we have 2 fire extinguishers in the back of the room, and we have a first aid box in the back of the room. Okay? We all have our CPR, and we all have our first aid, so we're more than capable of using that. If we do hear a fire alarm, the first emergency exit, fire escape, is directly across the cardio. Walk, do not run, be calm, collected, inform members of where you're going so they know, and avoid the cardio equipment, straight across the corridor, and then the actual muster point is on the nature strip down at the bottom of the stairs. If for some reason we cannot get to that one, our second fire escape is at the very front door, past reception. Down the stairs, please follow the arrows, brings us out the front door that you came in, and the muster point is again on the nature strip, just at the side of the building. Bless you. We also have, you all know the club, you know your club, Lindsay. You have a fire extinguisher, 2 of them in fact, a defib and first aid box at reception as well in case we need them. We have our own here, so we shouldn't have any drama. All of your bags are put away nice and neatly, so we have no trip hazards. Please let me know if anyone requires anything. If anyone has any special needs, any learning disabilities, maybe audio, visual, kinesthetic, anything at all, please let me know. We have an attendance sheet here. Take the opportunity to sign that attendance sheet. It's very important for me, because if we do leave at lunchtime or at the end of the day, I need to know that you are here and that you have left. Okay? Track your name, track your phone number, and the time of entry and the time that you leave, please. For some reason, if we do hear a fire alarm, I'll also use that attendance sheet for a roll call. Does that all make sense to you? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That's very good. Okay, now, we are not in school. Feel free to have something to eat. If you have your lunch with you, there's a canteen downstairs, there's a shop downstairs. You can buy water and refreshments down there also. We also have the water fountain right outside the door, but may I suggest that the coldest one is down here. So, if you really want cold water, go down to the fountain in the CrossFit area and use it down there. Come back in, just try and keep the noise levels down, okay? Now, let's get into it. Simply first, we're going to use this as for the content of sales management. That's saying, the man who knows what a tiger is knows how to behave in the presence of a tiger. Lindsay, would you like to have a crack and explain what that means to me?
That you know what your business is.
Beautiful, perfect, exactly. You know what your business is. That's all in corporate. That is
your people are.
People are. You know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, and then you adjust your behavior accordingly. If you were to behave erratically in the presence of a tiger, it might be detrimental to your health. So you need to know how to adjust your behavior according to the situation. Does that make sense? Okay? We are going to be doing disc profiling and a couple of different leadership skills here, and this is just leading into it. We're just going to give you examples of what you need to have to get the best out of your team. Okay? You were here for a reason. Everybody here was an MC before. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we all have experience with what it's like to be an MC. Now we have the opportunity, you have the opportunity of managing the MCs. You know there was times where you needed motivation. You know when there was times that you needed to be spoke to in different fashions. That's knowing how to behave around different people. Or in this case, this analogy says tiger. Your sales team is a direct reflection of you, the sales manager. Everything that you do will be reflected by your sales team. Okay? You might inspire them by your ability to work, by your ability to come on time, leave last, to do joiners when you're not expected to do it, to do an amazing script, to do an amazing needs analysis. You set the tone for what they can achieve. You can help them, motivate them, and encourage them and influence them in the right direction by how you behave. Now, we all know, and we can touch on this now, is that we are a results-based industry, but it's difficult to manage people just on results. But we can manage behaviors. First of all, we must manage our own behavior and how we carry out our everyday duties. This presentation started at 10 o'clock on the dot. Everybody was here 10 minutes beforehand. We got the informalities out of the way. We all addressed what we did the night before. We all got to know each other a little bit, and then we started on exactly on time. That's the expectations I would have of you as managers, because you set the tone for everybody else. Lindsay, would you like to elaborate on that? Are you happy?
No, happy with that.
Cool, thank you. We reward performance. Again, results-based. You hit your number, you get commission. Do you like getting commission, Lindsay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody in this room is getting commission. It's important that we get our results. There is the expectation of us to get that. That's why we are in this job. Your MCs will help you get those results. Your behavior determines how your MCs behave, and for it then determines what results they get. It's a chain effect, a domino effect. What helps us get what helps us gain reward?
Hard graft.
Hard graft, hard work. Hard work. Floyd Money Mayweather, favourite saying. Hard work, discipline, dedication. They're the words when he's training, when he's talking, he has his team shouting it out. Hard work, discipline, dedication. He has more money from boxing alone than people who've worked all their life together. He's one of the wealthiest men in America. Hard work, that's what he says, that's what he preaches as he trains, what his team shout. Hard work, dedication, discipline. You have to love what you're doing. It will help you work harder. How hard do you work, Lindsay? Why are you here today?
I work hard. I want to work harder.
Good girl, I love it. Discipline. I've already said it. How important is discipline? What is discipline? Discipline is what you've already established here today by coming on time, first and most and foremost. On time. Come in, you're ready. You have your books, you have your pen, you have your water, you have everything. You've already gone to the loo. No one is leaving in the middle of the presentation. Everyone is clued in.
And the basics right and the 1%ers.
Excellent, excellent. What are the 1%ers?
You don't skip corners. You come in and you set up your day and you set up your computer and you enter everything incorrectly and you do things 100% and you don't skip on the script when you're having conversations.
Perfect. Because again, your sales team is a direct reflection of you, and you need to do it right first. And your expectation needs to be there. You come on time, you get your strap board done on time. You get your plan sent off on time. You get your day up and running. You get your A drive running. You're disciplined at the time the A drive starts, but also disciplined on the time that it finishes. Your expectations of the MCs are clear. 45 attempted contacts, 20 contacts, 20 quality conversations, 10 quality conversations. All clearly defined, and then when the time is up, we finish on time because we're disciplined and we move on to the next part. It's the most productive way to get the best out of your MCs. Start on time, finish on time, and we do everything 100%. Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. Opportunity and outcome. Explain that. I know you have a good one, Lindsay. Tell me.
Basically just be proactive. So, don't wait for opportunities to come to you. You go and look for the opportunities. And the more opportunities that you go out and get, you can turn them into positive outcomes.
Exactly. We control our own opportunities. We know in the contents of PT or in sales, creating your leads. Where do you create them? Do you create them by calls? Do you create them going on an outreach? Do you go and prospect members on the floor trying to get referrals? You have to create the opportunity yourself. You have to be driven, motivated, and you have to work hard. and you have to be disciplined. You have to have a time frame where you walk out and say to yourself, I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes going out and talking to members and getting to know people a bit better. That will create leads for me, and that will determine the outcome that I am looking for. Proactive. We all need to be proactive. You are here because you were proactive. You were successful. Most of you were successful in the first month of your business, and continue thereafter to be successful. That is why you are now in this management position. Proactive is the most important thing. That's what we explain to every new person when they start. Do not react to a situation. Do not let it get the better of you, then try and change it by reacting. Be proactive. Change first. Look ahead. Plan your day. Plan your second. Plan your week. Act accordingly. Know what you're doing on Friday, on Monday. That's being proactive. Happy with that? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Focus on what you can control. Controlling the controllables. If, for example, that you said on Monday that we were going to go and do outreach on Wednesday, we're going to go to City Beach on Wednesday and we are going to try and pick up some referrals and some leads, and then it's raining on Wednesday. Do you still bring your MCs to the beach even though it's raining? Do you train? Do you change your mind and you start calling and be super productive and work hard on your calls and just go call for call? Sit down and do an A drive. Do 2 A drives, a morning one and an afternoon one instead. Change your plan. That's being proactive and controlling what you can control. Lindsay, can you give me a different example?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't control the weather, and you can't control, you can't control what events are on, or you can't control if, your competition has a sale, or if a new gym opens up down the road. Like, that's things that you can't control. Like, you're not in charge of that, but you can control, the attitude that you have when you come in, and you can definitely control about being proactive and trying to find other opportunities and being flexible.
You sound like somebody that's speaking from experience.
Yes.
Cool. That is how we learn. Experience. We learn from experience. And we gain experience from mistakes, isn't that it? We have to make mistakes first and then we learn from those. Thank you, Lindsay. Perfect example. Next, we have near enough is not good enough. We've already touched on this. Hard work, discipline. We are a results-based industry. You are in this job for a reason. If you cannot get your results, your CGM will probably have to look at getting somebody else to do the role. That might sound a little politically incorrect, shall I say, but the reality is you need to do your job and you need to be effective at it. To be effective means achieving your base KPIs, and in this case, hitting your budget. It doesn't make a difference if you only have one MC, because you should have recruited more. It doesn't make a difference if your MCs are not developed, because you should have developed them. This is your job. You have support. You cannot sacrifice your results for excuses. Results is how we are driven. Lindsay, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
98% is not good enough. 99% is not good enough. There is no reward. There is no reward if we do not get 100%. There is even more bigger financial reward if we get 110%. Financial is just a word I throw out there. Not everybody here is driven by money. And this is what we'll be moving on later on when we do this profile, and we'll see what drives people. We'll establish why people are here. It's not just for financial remuneration. Near enough is not good enough. We expect results. For me, my manager expects me to recruit people. She expects me to recruit one person, one PT a month. She expects me to do development day in, day out with the existing PTs. She expects me to hit my budget, my PT revenue. She expects me to help out with reception because I'm a HOD. I will not get a pat on the back for that. I will get reprimanded if I do not cover reception, even though I am a manager. She has a job to do as well, and I cannot deteriorate from her day. Her day is important also, because she has to manage me and she has to manage an MC and sales manager in our club. Okay? Would you like to elaborate any more on that? Anyone examples? No? Okay, no worries. Let's move on. You gotta wanna. You gotta wanna. Tell me, Lindsay, you've got the example for this. Tell me.
You have to want to do it yourself. You've got to, the result has to be important to you, like the targets have to be important to you, like the success has to be important to you, and you've got to be self-motivated. You can't rely on other people to motivate you.
Beautiful. You have to be intrinsically motivated. It's the very same for PTs. They have to want to be in the job for the right reason. We establish what the why is, and then we help them progress. They have to be able to drive themselves. If you have to chase somebody or someone has to chase you, you will not get the results. Brings us right back to the very first. Your team is a direct reflection of you. You want to drive. You are first in the morning. You have your plans done on time. You motivate people. You're pumped for the A drive. You're pumped for outreach. You're pumped on sales day. On the last week of the month, you're absolutely driving that team, leading by example, doing everything that you can. Why? Because you want to get the results. Not because someone else wants you to get them, because you want to get them. This is your team. This is you. They are a reflection of you. Fun and laughter. It's all serious. We have to get results, but that doesn't mean we can't have some fun. That doesn't mean we can't tell a joke. Lindsay, give me something that's fun.
Well, I mean, some of us, especially as managers, we like to be always, we are very results driven, and we like to focus on results. And we forget that not everybody might be driven in that way. So you've got to find out what's fun, and what's fun for one membership consultant might be really fun for another. So you've got to find out what makes them laugh and what makes them motivated and what makes the job a bit different, because it's a very structured day, so it's easy to get very bored of doing the same thing day in, day out.
Engage in your team.
Yeah.
How do you engage your team? The biggest problem is numbers, stats, figures can be very disengaging. If someone has to do a report and has to learn scripts, let's make it interesting. We reward performance. You can always come back to this. What's fun? Make it competitive. Have people playing against each other, just with getting the scripts right, just with learning the scripts. Making people join together as a team within the MCs. You have to engage everybody. It's the same as the members. If the members are engaged, we give them a good experience, our club is successful. If your MCs are engaged and they have a fantastic experience every day, it can't always be amazing because there's stress, but we can try our best. We can try what is our best to give them a good experience every day and make them want to come into work, make them feel like they're part of the team. And again, we reward performance. It doesn't just have to be a commission. Making an establishment of what they want is sitting down and talking to people and doing proper goal setting. Protection and affection. Love your people. Goes without saying, you are a team. Everything comes back to the first one. That's why it was first on the list. Your sales team is the direct reflection of you. I will always say it. You have to look after your team. Do not pass the buck if you're not successful. You are their leader. You influence them. You are the one that guides them. Lindsay, tell me about guiding the team.
You've hired them, and during the interview process, you tell them, that they're going to get lots of support. And when we advertise a position on Seek or wherever, we tell the people that they're going to get lots of support and that they're going to, get training and that they're going to be successful. And we tell them, how much that they can earn. And during goal setting, then we sit down and we get commitments off our MCs on what we expect of them, but also what they will earn and how they're going to spend it and how we're going to help them as managers get there. So, it's a two-way thing.
Two-way street.
We can't expect them to come, to their side if we're not going to help them, our side.
Beautiful, perfect, exactly what it is. Love your team. Help them achieve their results. It's not just about as a PTM, I have budgets to meet. Sometimes I have to forego those budgets, and I explain it to Vicky just to help people, just to give them the holidays at the right time when they deserve it. They need to take holidays at a bad time at Christmas. It sacrifices my budget, but you know what? They stay on for an extra year, and then I hit budget for the other 11 months of the year. And they know that. I'm prepared to make sacrifices for my team so they are successful. Because I want to be successful. We will all grow together. And I do love my team. I want my team to be successful. I want my team to be the best in the region. You gotta want it, and I do want it. I want to be here. That's why I'm given this opportunity to come and speak to you. Because I want my PT team to be successful, and it's very sales orientated. That's why we're here today, to make sure that you are successful as a sales manager. That is the end of that part of it. Next, we are going to move into our leadership development. We'll take a short break now for that, and then what we'll do is just have a maybe drink of water or go to the loo in case we need to. Thank you.